back to another edition of Nasty on Sports, and today I'm very excited for this video. I am going to be predicting the UFC champions at the end of 2026. So just a little bit of a background. MMA is my favorite sport, not just UFC. I follow PFL/Bellator, CFFC, regional shows. I've been an MMA fan since 2006. I found a fight on YouTube, Jason Mayhem Miller versus GSP. I mean, it was great. I loved it. I've been hooked ever since I was 8 years old, and here I am at 27. I just never really made videos or anything like that. I mean, I just started an X account, Nasty on Sports. You can follow me there, follow breakdowns and everything else, MMA. I really thought about making this a full-time MMA show. I've been inspired to start making videos. I don't know why it took so long to pull the trigger, but here I am now. So some of the people/shows that inspired me to do this is Bookie Beatdown with Cody Saftik and Paul Shaughnessy. That's my favorite MMA show of all time. Dan Levy from Half the Battle, he's great. DFS by the Numbers, Brady, Uncle Weezy, Die Hard MMA podcast with Clint, who's hilarious. I love watching those shows. Liam Picks Fights. There's a whole bunch of shows and people out there that I've been inspired to watch and study and get differing opinions and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. I might make this a full-time MMA show just because it's the sport I'm most passionate about. But yeah, we'll see from there. But today's video, like I said, is breaking down who I think is going to be the UFC champions at the end of the year from each division. So first, we're going to go from men's, and then we'll end with the women. So men's flyweight, I'm going with Tatsuo Taira. I think that might be a little bit of a long shot just because I think Manel Kape is going to fight Joshua Van this year. Spoiler alert, I do think Manel Kape probably wins that fight. But I think Tatsuo Taira is honestly the best fighter in the flyweight division. His hands have been getting exponentially better fight by fight. He's been awesome to watch. His grappling is obviously phenomenal. But ever since his loss, and like Dan Levy says, his vet lesson against Brandon Royval in that 5-round main event fight back in 2024, it's night and day. Like, you could just see the improvements in the last year. It's honestly amazing to watch. And honestly, I do think that he's the best fighter in the world at 125. Not in the world, but in the weight class. So yeah, I'm definitely going with Tatsuo Taira. Like I said, it can definitely get a little dicey, but I think Taira is the best fighter at 125. And I think that he could drown somebody like Manel Kape and gain that title. So at 135 at bantamweight, excuse me, I'm going with Peter Yan. I think Peter Yan's the best 135er in the world. I've been saying that even since his first fight with Merab, since his first fight with Merab. I think he beat Aljamain Sterling in the rematch. It was definitely close, but I do think he's still the best 135er in the world. He had a hurt hand in that first fight, and I get it, like, fighters are hurt all the time, so nobody's going in there 100%. But he was saying he couldn't even throw his right hand. I don't like disrespecting Merab too, because Merab is probably the greatest bantamweight of all time. Although I do think Dominic Cruz, prime for prime, is the best bantamweight of all time. But that second fight with Merab, with Peter Yan, oh my God, man! Like that, it was such a masterclass of striking. He mixed in takedowns. Like, who takes Merab down like that? His cardio is fucking phenomenal, and so. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if I think Umar's obviously going to get through Davison upcoming in a couple of weeks. But by the way, I'm also breaking down that card, UFC 324, first card on Paramount Plus. I'm excited for that too. I'll put that out. But yeah, I'm assuming Umar's going to get through Davison Figueiredo. I don't think they go the Merab trilogy right away with Peter Yan, so I think it will be Umar versus Peter Yan, Russia versus Russia. I'm going to go with Peter Yan there, too. Like, I do think Peter Yan beats Umar. I'm not saying Umar is overrated, but he does tend to gas out, and Peter Yan only gets stronger as the fight goes on. So in a 5-round main event or even a co-main event, I think Peter Yan gets through him. I think it could be a close fight, probably a decision, but I could see Peter Yan stuffing those takedowns and, coming out. If they fight, like, in May, I don't know if Peter Yan fights again until probably January of next year. We'll see, because he did just fight in December, so we'll see. But yeah, men's bantamweight, I am going Merab. Men's featherweight, I'm going Diego Lopez. So I do think that Diego Lopez is going to finish Alexander Volkanovski this time. I love Alexander Volkanovski. He is the best featherweight of all time. But I do think it's Diego Lopez's time. He almost finished Volk in the first fight. In that first fight, it was a good fight. Not really that close, but it was not close but competitive fight. I don't really know what else to say about Volkanovski other than he's getting older, and I think that chin has been cracked multiple times, and I think he's going to get finished this time. I don't see Lopez submitting Volkanovski because I don't think anybody can submit Volkanovski. Brian Ortega had him in 2 deep ass chokes and never did it. Never was able to finish him. So, yeah, I'm gonna go Diego Lopez there. I think even if he does fight somebody like Aljamain Sterling or even a rematch with Movsar Evloev. I don't think that Evloev is going to fight for the title. I don't think the UFC has him in their good graces. So I'm going to go Diego Lopez at the end of the year. Lightweight, I'm going Arman Tsarukyan. I think he's honestly, him and Hamza are the best 2 pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and Islam as well. I do think that Arman would be able to finish somebody like Ilia Topuria. Ilia Topuria has a lot of personal problems going on, the whole custody battle and divorce and all that stuff going on. So I don't even know if he's fighting for the title this year, defending his title. I know that they have the vacant title up in January, on January 24th. I think it's the 24th, with Gaethje and Pimblett. Like I said, I'm going to be breaking down that whole card. Each fight, bets for each fight. But yeah, I think Arman Tsarukyan, I mean, even if Gaethje finishes Patty or Patty finishes Gaethje, I think that Arman Tsarukyan beats both of them as well, like pretty easily. So I'm going Arman Tsarukyan. Welterweight, this is going to be a long shot. This is going to be a surprise pick. But I do think that the champion at the end of 2026 is going to be Ian Machado Gary. So I wasn't really that high on Ian Machado Gary when he first came in. I thought he was just a striker. But going back and like watching his fights, he's a really good grappler. He is a good grappler, and I think he's really big. He's lanky. He uses his range really well. He has a good amount of power in his hands, but his kicks are honestly really impressive. Like, he keeps range with those. His leg kicks, I mean, you could look at what he did against Neil Magny. Almost stopped him with leg kicks. I think he can beat Islam Makhachev. I think he's just a lot bigger. He has very, very good takedown defense, and obviously you need that against somebody like Islam. So yeah, I don't know if he fights Islam this year, but I think Islam could probably retire. I know that's crazy to say, but who else is there for Islam to fight? Islam has wanted to fight Kamaru Usman. Like, come on. And nobody wants to see that. I think Ian Machado Gary is the champion at the end of 2026. Like I said, that's a long shot. Middleweight, I'm going to make this brief. Nobody's beating Khamzat for a long time. I get it. He only fights like once a year. I don't think anybody beats Khamzat until he like wants to retire. I just think he's the best fighter pound for pound in the world. People are like, oh, he's so boring. His wrestling is fucking phenomenal. His control, his pressure, his top pressure is just fucking amazing. Like, you can't really scramble with this guy. I mean, he's that good. He's that good. So yeah, middleweight, Khamzat. I'm sure I'll be here next year doing a video like this saying Khamzat again until he wants to retire. Light heavyweight, I'm gonna go with Poatan. I just think that nobody can. I don't want to say nobody can beat him because he has been shown to get cracked like a couple of times. But it's always like you look for these small little moments in fights. You're like, oh, we got hurt there, but that doesn't mean every fight it's gonna happen. Can somebody like Carlos Ulberg finish him? Sure. I mean, he's got a lot of power. I don't think they go that Magomed Ankalaev trilogy. No way. Can Jan Blachowicz, get a win and fight him again in a rematch? I don't think so. Jiri, I mean, he already finished Jiri twice. So I love Jiri, though. Like, I just don't. That's a horrible matchup. So, no, I don't see anybody beating Poatan either this year. So I think Poatan's the champion. Unless he decides to move up. I don't see anybody beating him as well. Heavyweight, this could be a surprise to some, maybe not. I do think Ciryl Gane is going to be the champion at the end of 2026. He was winning the first fight. I don't want to say schooling, but he was winning the first round against Tom Aspinall. And yeah, I wish I made my page sooner because I was picking Gane from the beginning. I just think his movement, his range, he's got good cardio. He does have shitty takedown defense. And he makes some shitty decisions on the ground, as you can see in the Ngannou fight. And John Jones ran through him like a hot knife through butter. So, but I think Aspinall gas is like really bad. Look back at that Andrei Arlovsky fight, man. He was breathing heavy in that second round, like really fucking heavy. And Andrei Arlovsky's just old at this point. He's a vet, but old at this point. He just got blast doubled into the cage and choked out. But yeah, I'm going to go Ciryl Gane. I think when they do rematch, Tom Aspinall is going to be looking for that one-shot quitter, and I think he's going to try to knock him out. I think Ciryl Gane's going to evade, and I think eventually pick him apart. I think Gane could actually TKO him because he goes to the body a lot, especially with those teep kicks. I think third or fourth round knockout, TKO. So yeah, I'm going Ciryl Gane to be the champion at the end of 2026. So women's strawweight. If Weili moves back down, I think Weili Zhang is going to be the champion again. But I don't know if she's going to stick around for a couple of fights at flyweight. She might be sick of cutting weight. She's getting older. I understand. So I went with Tatiana Suarez. I think Tatiana Suarez is overrated. But I think women's strawweight is just so fucking depleted of talent. So ultimately, I think she beats Dern. She hasn't looked impressive her last couple of fights. The fight with Verna Jandiroba and Mackenzie Dern was really sloppy. And I think Tatiana Suarez beats both of them, honestly. Yeah, I'm not really interested in it either, if I'm being honest. I know it seems, messed up to say. I don't hate women's MMA. I'm not like that. But I do think Tatiana Suarez, if she does get a title fight, wins against Mackenzie Dern. Women's flyweight, keeping it simple, kind of like I said with Hamza, I don't see anybody beating Shevchenko for a long time. I get it. She's getting older. She got choked out against Alexa Grasso. They had the rematch, which was a draw, which was bullshit because of the point deduction. She should have won that fight. And in the trilogy, she completely shut out Alexa Grasso. We do have a really big upcoming fight, too, with Natalia Silva and Rose Namajunas. I don't want to give a spoiler, but I could see Rose winning that fight, even though she's like a plus 310 underdog. I think that's crazy. But yeah, even if Natalia Silva does win that fight, let's say, and face it, everybody likes Natalia Silva, right? She's young, she's hungry, she's got amazing striking, but I've seen her gas out too. She's on the back foot a lot, and I don't think her takedown defense will hold up against Shevchenko. Shevchenko's like a wet blanket, It's boring to watch, sure, but it fucking wins fights, and it definitely cashes bets, and that's all I'm about. So, I don't really care about that. So yeah, and then at the beginning of this year, we have a huge fight coming up, and this I'm really excited about. Kayla Harrison versus Amanda Nunes. So I guess it's hard because I think Amanda Nunes wins. I think she comes back and wins. I get it. She's been out of the sport for a couple of years now. She's, she started a family with Nina Nunes. But I just think that she's the better fighter than Kayla Harrison. I think Kayla Harrison got exposed multiple times. Against Larissa Pacheco, she has a hard time fighting off of her back foot. If you pressure her, and Amanda Nunes is very good at walking forward, throwing bombs. I get it. She got tapped out against Juliana Pena, one of the biggest upsets of all time. But she came back in the rematch and just absolutely fucking smoked her, like really bad. So, I mean, she made her look silly for 5 rounds. So, I'm gonna go Amanda Nunes. I'm gonna go Amanda Nunes, although she could retire. So if she does retire, I'm sure Kayla Harrison will get a fight. Probably get somebody like Norma Dumont or something like that. I don't even know. But, yeah, I think Kayla Harrison loses. I think she does. And I think that Amanda Nunes I don't think she's going to make it look easy. There could be some sketchy moments, but I do think that Amanda Nunes wins. I could see it being a close fight. Nunes, she has some sketchy cardio sometimes, but I'm taking Amanda Nunes. That's a long shot, but yeah. So, all right. Well, yeah, thank you guys for tuning in to this video. I hope to get my name out there, especially in the MMA Twitterverse, whatever. Like I said, I'm new Nasty, Nasti, on sports, on X, and on YouTube. I don't have Instagram. I don't have TikTok or whatever. I only have X. So, yeah, like I said, I'm going to be putting out my UFC 324 breakdowns next Monday on Fight Week. I'm going to be posting a betting video on Tuesday for UFC 324, and I might even stream the fights live. We'll see. So, yeah, appreciate it. thank you. And yeah, tune into Nasty on Sports. Follow, like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Thank you.